Today, there's no monkeying around. A lot of the films I review on Monster Madness are an acquired taste, but Mighty Joe Young from 1949 is a masterpiece that I think everyone should see. I've already reviewed King Kong and Son of Kong, so I don't feel right closing out Monster Madness before giving respects to Mighty Joe Young. In a way, it's third in the Kong series, the last of a trilogy. The story has no relation to Kong, but it has a similar plot, and the creative team behind the Kong films also worked on it. Ernest Schoedsack and Marion C. Cooper return, this time with Schoedsack directing and Cooper producing. Also, Willis O'Brien is back one final time doing the special effects. He had many assistants, one of which was Ray Harryhausen, his first big break. Harryhausen was a young boy when he saw Kong, so it was a dream come true to work under Willis O'Brien. I've already explained in my Kong review all the different techniques they had to invent, but now they've perfected them. There are many parts where the live actors are interacting with the stop motion in ways that look incredibly challenging. Robert Armstrong, who played Carl Denham in the Kong films, is back again playing almost the same character, a businessman who wants to put on a big show and wants to make a fortune. This time he's a nightclub owner named Max O'Hara who travels to Africa to find animals for his new jungle-themed nightclub in Hollywood. There, his team confronts a giant ape and tries to capture it, but his friend Jill Young comes to the rescue, calling him by name, Joe. Earlier, we see her as a little girl raising Joe as a baby, which her father disapproves of, but caves in and lets her keep it. It's a very charming opening for a very charming movie. Joe is as obedient as a dog and super lovable, but he does have a temper when he feels threatened. He lives with Jill on her African ranch. O'Hara and company have a sit-down with her and peacefully negotiate a deal for her to come out to Hollywood with Joe and perform at the nightclub. With visions of being rich and living a glamorous life, she accepts. The nightclub is fully decked out with indoor trees, bamboo walls, and live lions behind glass. There's lots going on, and we get a great tour of the environment, giving us the sense that we're really there. Even the little vignettes of people talking, the people who we only see for a few seconds, even they're entertaining. Then Joe makes his appearance by coming up from under the stage lifting a piano played by Jill. The crowd is filled with wonder, just as we are. The image of Joe holding her up like that is somehow both epic and humble at the same time. It's an iconic film moment to me. Another great highlight is a bunch of strongmen, each demonstrating their ability one after another, and then engage in a tug-of-war with Joe. From a technical side, it's pretty impressive when you stop and think. There's a stop-motion animal holding one end of the rope, but real people holding the other. All the nightclub scenes are so entertaining, you could just have that without any plot, and it would still be awesome. Jill finds out that being famous isn't as great as she thought. She's had more attention than she bargained for, and Joe has to live behind a cage. They both miss their humble life on the ranch. As the performances go on, they become less enchanted with the whole thing. Audiences are throwing things, especially one rowdy group that are drunk off their asses. They sneak backstage later and give Joe some trouble. He gets so mad he breaks down the bars and chases them through the nightclub. It turns into a full rampage with everything getting destroyed. The lions get loose and Joe has to fend them off, and there's a great traveling shot following Joe as he swings on a rope. It's a spectacular melee. Afterwards, a court orders Joe to be executed. Jill begs to save his life, but is denied. This is when O'Hara stops being a businessman and becomes the hero he needs to be to help Joe escape from the authorities. But how does it all turn out? You'll just have to see. This is a milestone motion picture, on par with the original Kong, and that's saying a lot. Every scene is entertaining. Even the most minor characters are memorable. It never drags. It's full of all the laughs, thrills, and romance that's required in an American movie classic. Everything about it is top-notch.